Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode. Well, we can't really call it another episode. For those of you that watched the channel update video that went up a few days ago, you will know what this video is. For those of you that didn't, what's the matter with you? Shame on you. But one way or another, I confirmed in that video that this series is, in fact, ending. I've talked about this before. When it comes to ending a series, there really is no proper time. If you want to say, for example, oh, the perfect time to end a series is when you win a cup. The problem is, if you win a cup, odds are you have a young enough core that people are going to say, well, now you got to keep going and you got to see if it's becoming, if it's the start of a dynasty. There's no perfect time to end a series. It's just one of those things. It's like a Band-Aid. You just got to rip it off and just be done with it. And that is what we're doing here. And it's unfortunate to have to label this series a failure, but it has in fact been that. We were not able to bring a cup back to Montreal, which, for the sake of this series, I'm disappointed in, obviously. When you look at what we've accomplished in prior series, it's actually kind of shocking that we weren't able to win a cup, even though we were close, particularly in Season 1. So needless to say, this series did not go the way I had expected. The reason why I feel like ending it now, I feel like it's time. You look at this group of players, really the only one that, for me at least, that I feel like is, I guess, a true Hab, so to speak, because all these other guys we didn't draft, and I just don't feel like it's working. Also, yeah, I had this roster set up here. I'll show you really quick. I mean, we might as well inform you on what I was going to do if this series continued. I went and made a couple of trades. Where does it start? Right there at the bottom. So we acquired Bruce Zinger in a 6th for Blake Blomdahl in a 2nd. We acquired Backstrom from Washington for Millman, Worrell in a 6th. Of course, Worrell's the guy we acquired from Tampa that didn't really work out. We traded Hromis Rensfield in a 4th for Jacob Boland, Cole Jovanovski, Dan Jang, and 2 others for Owen Dolan. Tremendous name. A 3rd and some other picks. And then Preston Garlock and Josh Norris were sent out to San Jose. And even if we hadn't made those picks, I would have felt like now was about the right time to end this. The only reason to keep going would be to be stubborn and to see what Ned Panayi can become, which is a fairly good reason to continue a series whenever you get a franchise-level player like that. The problem is, I wish he would have shown up for us once we had decided to break up the core. So if he was a couple years older, I feel like maybe by this time we might have won a cup, or we would have at least seen what his full potential was. But like I said, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off. You got to be done with it. It's not that, this team isn't solid or that this team might not be capable. And yes, in fact, Boland is an enforcer. It's not that this team might not be capable of winning a cup. I'm leaving that in. I don't care. It's not a matter of laziness. I'm going to find that to be hilarious when I go back to edit this video. Patrick Lucic and Franz on defense, Spike Richmond in goal. It's a solid team, but I think the clock has struck midnight. Let's end this series. I left it up to you guys in the comment section of that last video as far as what players are going to be up for a Hall of Fame nomination. And the poll is going to be attached with the annotation rather than a straw poll. Actually, no, let's go straw poll. Let's go straw poll. That way I can hide the results. It might not even be a straw poll. It might be something else. I want to hide the results, though, until we know for sure. So there will be polls linked in the description, so check that out. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. Can you tell this video is unscripted and I didn't plan out anything? Anyway, the 2 players you can vote on, because there are only 2 players, unfortunately, Carey Price and Philip Deneau. Will either player make it? I'm not sure. Quite a few of you already left the comment of nobody should make it. I'm not going to say whether or not I agree with that. But those are the 2 players that we have left up as nominees from this series. And again, as you get one final official look at this team. I don't know, maybe randomly on Twitch one night, I'll sim through a couple more seasons to see how it is. And I don't like the idea for anyone who's going to bring this up. It really sucks too, but we just had that really solid draft not all that long ago. But like I said, I don't know. It's not that I've lost interest, but I just feel like now's the right time to end it. So we're going to. And I'm going to stop repeating that over and over, but I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget anything in terms of kind of recapping what this series was. But maybe one night on Twitch we'll kind of go through a couple more seasons. Maybe before I announce who ended up making the Hall of Fame, if anybody did. Maybe we'll go through on Twitch and I'll give you guys kind of like one final update video when we announce what happened. But of course none of that will be canon, we'll say, for this series. So it is tough to leave Ned Panayi, Kirk Cunning, Clifford, who could end up being decent, Celios, who could end up being decent. It's tough to leave these players behind, not to mention, you know, the pretty crazy amount of medium top 6 guys that we have after that draft and after some of the trades. But now is in fact the time. So guys, make sure you vote on the polls, or in the polls, do what you gotta do. Let me know if Carey Price or Philip Deneau is going to make the Hall of Fame. Like I said, we might sim forward just to see what Panayi becomes and what some of these other prospects become. And what I was gonna say before is I don't like the idea. I'm trying to fight off this hiccuping. It's not really working. We're leaving all this in. This is one take. This is expertise and perfection. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to make jump cuts. You're a human, and shit happens when you're trying to record videos at 4 in the morning after a stream. Point being, if we do one final season, a lot of times people will be like, oh, just trade all your picks. And it's like, well, then that's not really, continuing on with the heart of the series. That's kind of changing it up. I mean, I could do that at any point. It's not really fun. So if I do continue this on Twitch, just kind of as a non-canon thing, I won't be doing that either at that point in time. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I've been rambling for the entire 7 minutes or however long this video's been at this point in time. The timer says about 7.5, but after a little bit of editing at the beginning and end of this, it might not be. I don't know. Who knows? Look at me. I'm rambling again. I thank you guys for the support with this series. I'm sorry that we could not win. I truly am. And hopefully as we move forward here with the start of my next series, which will be right around the bend, we can get back to finding success as we were accustomed to in NHL 17. So again, thank you so much for the support with this series. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. And we'll find out whether or not we have any Hall of Famers or not. Which, let's be honest, it's going to be tough for either guy to make it.